Hey y'all, hope you liked my little opening there. Something new I thought I might try. If you guys like it, let me know and I'll use that from now on. If not, just let me know. So today's video is going to be kind of different. It's a theory. A theory. Now, I know some of you might be like, how does Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer have a theory? The movie itself is pretty self-explanatory. Well, I mean, yeah, it is, but I actually watched the movie yesterday. I know, I'm watching Christmas movies in September. No surprise there, if you know me. But as I was watching it, I noticed something about the character Hermey that I had never noticed before. So Hermey is the elf who is kind of like an outcast, like Rudolph is, and the two become friends, and you know the story. And so, Hermey, he actually is a lot different from the other elves. Excuse me, my sinuses aren't the best. But yeah, Hermey, if you look at him, not only does he look different from the other elves, all the other elves look alike, or at least almost exactly alike. They have the same nose, they all have pointed ears, obviously. But when I was watching the movie last night, I noticed Hermey's ears are not even pointed. They're not, and his nose is even different. And obviously he has the hair, and most of the other elves are bald, or they have really short hair. So my theory is, Hermey is in fact a human. Now, if any of you have seen the movie Elf, you know that that was about a boy who was raised as an elf, and he didn't find out the truth till he was much older. His name was Buddy, and I won't spoil the whole thing, but there will be a few spoiler alerts if you haven't seen the movie Elf. But he goes to New York and tries to find his father and all that. But I noticed some clear similarities between Buddy and Hermey. For one thing, Buddy always thought he was an elf, and Hermey obviously thinks he's an elf. But Buddy never fit in either. He was always different from the other elves. He was taller, and he was different. Hermey is different too from the other elves, just like Buddy was. Also, I don't know this for sure, but since Buddy's outfit is similar to some of the elves in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, I would almost speculate that the movie Elf and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer take place in the same universe. So this would mean that Hermey in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, he comes years before Buddy in Elf. So, that'd be interesting if that is true. But another thing, even like Hermey's interests, like he wants to be a dentist. All the other elves are toy makers, and they like making toys, and they're good at making toys. That's another interesting thing in the movie Elf. Buddy is not good at making toys, and he doesn't seem to really enjoy it either, which is another kind of interesting similarity between Hermey and Buddy. I'm not saying they're the same person, I'm just saying the similarities could be because they are both humans, and they weren't really elves. We know Buddy wasn't, but is it possible Hermey wasn't? I think it is. And another thing, it's kind of a minor thing, but even when the scene where they're on the iceberg and then they hit the other one and they are on land now, and the fog is really thick, and Yukon Cornelius says that it's like peanut butter. It's as thick as peanut butter. But Hermey says it's as thick as pea soup. Now, assuming my theory is correct, and Elf and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer take place in the same universe, that would mean the elves have the same food categories, like as are mentioned in Elf, which is candy, candy canes, candy corns, and syrup. Which, that would be interesting because Hermey is not using syrup or any of those other food categories as to represent the thick fog. Instead, he says pea soup, which is a food that is eaten by humans, not so much elves. And dentistry is not something elves do. Elves make toys. So that's just something interesting I got to thinking about. And the more I watch the movie, I still think that is the case. Hermey is in fact, I believe, a human. And perhaps his story was similar to Buddy's. Maybe he snuck in Santa's bag and then the elves just raised him. And I know Hermey is the same height as the elves, but Hermey isn't full grown. My guess is Hermey is, I don't know, maybe 17 at the most. He's younger. He's not full grown. So, you know, that's why he's the same height. And I just really think Hermey might have been a human, but you know, let me know down in the comments what you think about this theory, and is it true? Could Hermey be a human? I think so. But I hope you all have a great day, and hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if there's any other Christmas movie theories that you got out there. That was my first one, and I found it interesting. But have a good day. God bless.